Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know who I am Josh. I'm a wildlife and nature videographer. I travel in my 2017 Ford F-350 and Scout Kenai to find the wildlife I want to photograph and share my adventures along the way. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different and going over this new tire inflator that Airlift sent me. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I love Airlift products. So when they reached out and asked if I'd be willing to check out this new tire inflator, I of course said yes. I'm not going to go over why you should need a tire inflator. That should be generally self-explanatory, but I'll explain why it's important for me. I am often traveling between highway and dirt roads. When I'm driving on dirt, gravel, or any unpaved trail, I like to deflate down my tires to improve the ride quality a little bit. One of the issues with having a heavy-duty truck is that it comes with heavy-duty tire pressures. My recommended specs are 65 PSI for the front and 80 PSI for the rears. So dirt roads, especially washboard roads, are brutal when you're traveling at 80 PSI. Airlift is actually also releasing a new deflate tool that can easily and quickly help you deflate down to whatever PSI you need. I've used another brand that's similar to this when I bought the truck, and I'm sure I will love this one too, just as much as I love the other one. All you need to do is thread this onto the valve stem and let out the air until you're happy with the PSI that you're at. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be running PSIs that are dangerously low or anywhere near like beadlock tire pressures. True off-roaders will bring their PSIs down to single digits, but that's not what my truck, my tires, or my wheels are built for. Now, I will definitely bring the rears down to about 50 PSI just to soften them up a little bit. Now, the problem with deflating is that you need to bring the pressure back up for highway driving. For me on the highway, at 50 PSI in the rears would be dangerous. My tires are not designed to be traveled at highway speeds at pressures that low, and the heat created alone could blow out a tire. There are really only three options for inflating your tires after doing some off-roading. The first is finding a gas station, second is having onboard air, and the third is an external compressor. Finding a gas station is great when you're close to civilization and you're not driving very far, but in reality, if you're doing any off-roading, you're probably not very close to one. Having onboard air is also a great option. I actually have the Airlift wireless air tank on my truck, which means I have a heavy-duty compressor along with a 2-gallon air tank. That's usually what I use to fill up my tires when I'm off-roading, and it works great. Lastly, a portable tire inflator that is powered either by battery or plugging it into the vehicle, which is where this compressor comes in. Being able to have a small but strong compressor that fits in this bag is a perfect solution for me. The compressor is impressively small, but it's incredibly powerful. Comes with a generous 12-foot air hose and 10-foot power cable so that you can fill up your tires no matter what your vehicle size is. It also has a fantastic option to power from your 7-pin connector. Anyone that does any sort of off-roading knows the value of redundancy. There's a common saying in the photography, videography, and data management world of 2 is 1, 1 is none, which means that at the very minimum, you should have at least 2 options for anything that's important because things will fail. It's just a matter of time. Before getting this, I would carry the Milwaukee M18 portable tire inflator, and I know a lot of people think that the convenience of using a battery-operated inflator would be better than wired, and I'll be honest, it's not. I love Milwaukee tools, and I really like this tire inflator, but it's just not the right tool for the job. Since my tires require 80 PSI, it takes this inflator forever to fill up my tires, even from 50 PSI. While the time isn't the issue, the battery capacity is. If I wanted to fill up all 4 tires, it would take a minimum of 2 6-amp-hour high-capacity batteries to do it. So to fill up just 4 tires, I would need this inflator, both of these batteries, and the charger to fill the batteries up for the next time I need it. All this space just to fill up tires is incredibly wasteful. Space is a premium for off-roaders and overlanders. Being able to have the same quality, same fill-up speed, and have all the functionality in this small package is such a great upgrade over a battery-operated option. I'm not a big numbers guy, so I'm not gonna go over the time of inflating speeds or anything like that. But I will say that the fill-up speed is nearly identical between the Milwaukee and this Airlift compressor, maybe giving the edge to the Airlift compressor. I think that the wireless air tank that I actually have on the truck might be a little bit faster than this, but it's very comparable. As expected, it's very easy to use. It has an LCD display where you can set the PSI, has an on-off switch along with a small flashlight for nighttime usage. The chuck on the end actually threads straight onto the valve stem so that you can set it and go do other things, unlike a tire inflator at a gas station where you have to sit there and wait. It comes with the 7-pin plug and the battery alligator clips so that you can have options on how you want to power it. Now, you definitely need to have your vehicle running when you're doing this, just so it doesn't drain out the battery. It also comes with accessories where you can use it for a ton of other things than just inflating tires. It's great for filling up mattresses for camping, basketballs or footballs, or anything else you would need to be inflated. Having a small compressor is always a great tool to have. Now, if you guys watch any of my videos, you know that I am extremely picky and expect a lot out of the things I use. This is no different, and I do have a few gripes about it. The actual functionality is great, and it's everything that I want out of a tire inflator. But it does have a few things that annoy me. First is that I think the air hose and power cable should be detachable. Coiling up the power cable and the hose to shove it back in the bag is slightly unwieldy. Now, the final negative, and it's honestly not even really a negative, it's more of a tip, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Airlift, but everything to do with Ford. So if you guys have a Ford truck like mine, you might have issues using the 7-pin to power this. Long story short, if you have a Ford like mine that's made around 2017 and has the ultimate towing package, your truck will not supply power to the 7-pin power pin unless it sees that there are brake lights and turn signals. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just how the trucks are. I learned this when I first got my camper and needed to wire resistors into my 7-pin. That way my truck could supply power to the camper. Now, luckily there is a much easier and simpler solution to this problem, and that if you buy the 7-pin adapter, it has resistors built into it and tricks the truck into supplying power to the compressor. Why did Ford do this? I have absolutely no idea. But if you're having issues like me, this is probably the solution for you. I hope this helped you guys. If you want to check out their website, head over to the link below. This compressor is going to completely replace the Milwaukee M18 that I carry, and I'm sure that it will give me years of dependable service. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.